Thing really.
Every day you learn something new, though. Some of your tricks.
There goes to school in Wisconsin. It's -9 degrees there.
Coming up next, new developments on the coronavirus and what Penn State is doing about international travel.
Plus, the Penn State basketball star who's impacting children as an author.
I did this one.
And Valentine's Day love. How one local couple is celebrating after more than 60 years together.
We hit it off and we get along, and he's always been good to me and true to me.
The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Alicia Hercules.
And I'm Hunter Kelly. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the latest on the coronavirus. More than 1,700 medical workers in China have been infected, and there's been a spike in deaths and total cases after changing the way the count is tallied. Nearly 1,400 are now dead, and confirmed cases are up to almost 64,000. Health agencies are watching this closely, and so are universities like Penn State. Reporter Jamie Burton is here with more on that. Jamie?
Well, Hunter, 2 of the 12 U.S. virus cases are linked to college campuses at Arizona State and UMass Boston. There are no cases at Penn State, but the university is restricting travel to China. We've learned there are no immediate plans to expand the travel restriction to other countries, but that can change based on State Department and CDC alerts.
As worries about the coronavirus rise, universities around the country are scrambling to deal with the risks. Some are canceling study abroad programs and restricting travel. Here at Penn State, health and safety officials are monitoring the outbreak, which started in Wuhan, China, and taking precautions. While there have been no cases of the virus at any Penn State campus, the university is restricting student travel to China and strongly discouraging faculty and staff travel there. More than 3,000 Chinese students attend school at University Park, and since news of the outbreak, Chinese and Asian student organizations are raising money to send medical supplies to Wuhan. Experts say the situation in China is not yet under control.
Bottom line, there's a really serious problem in China. This virus is spreading rapidly, and it is not being controlled adequately.
Fighting back and finding a cure for life-threatening viruses has become more critical in recent years. In fact, Penn State just received a 5-year, $3.7 million grant from the National Science Foundation. The money will fund a study to focus on virus evolution. Each year, 1 in 5 people worldwide are infected with epidemic flu strains, and 500,000 people die.
There may be some good news on the way. A Chinese drug manufacturer has announced it started producing a drug developed by a U.S. company for possible use against a new virus. Live in studio, I'm Jamie Burton. Back to you.
Thanks, Jamie. The presidential race is gearing up for the next primaries. The Nevada caucus is next Saturday and the South Carolina primary a week later. Bernie Sanders won this week's New Hampshire Democratic primary, narrowly beating Pete Buttigieg. Both Sanders and Buttigieg won 9 delegates from the Granite State. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar finished third, racking up 6 delegates as her campaign finds momentum.
Penn State has placed a fraternity on interim suspension while it investigates multiple allegations of serious misconduct. Delta Kappa Epsilon's Phi Rho chapter is under investigation for an alleged unregistered social event last month in the state college. The university's Office of Student Conduct says the event potentially endangered students. The suspension includes a shutdown on recruitment, new member activities, and hosting social events. Drivers to and from the State College area can expect delays on Route 322 at Potter's Mill Gap to end soon, but not before one more traffic holdup. Next Tuesday and Thursday, work crews will set beams for a new bridge over Potter Run. They'll stop traffic for 10 to 15 minutes at a time before letting cars drive through the area for an hour. The bridge is expected to relieve congestion at the intersection of routes 144 and 322. PennDOT says the project is now mostly complete, and this will be the last traffic stoppage related to construction.
It's Valentine's Day, and that means lots of cards, candy, and flowers for couples across Pennsylvania today. Restaurants and flower shops will be jammed as people pick up gifts and go out to eat. Reporter Audra Lasky is live at a floral shop in State College. Audra, busy day there, I'm sure.
Yes, it is quite busy here. I am at George's Floral Shop in downtown State College, where owners say this is the largest day of the year for them, selling hundreds of bouquets and gifts. Here's how one Center County couple decides to share this special holiday.
Valentine's Day is a day to celebrate love. For Phil and Ann DeHaas of Bollesburg, they've been celebrating a lot longer than most.
We've been together over 70 years.
That's a lot of hugs, candies, and other Valentine's Day treats.
We usually give each other a card, or he used to give me jewelry, but I have enough now.
The couple met in high school at their local church.
He decided to walk me up to the streetcar and asked me out on our first date.
Even today, their love for each other shines through.
We get along, and he's always been good to me and true to me.
The DeHaases are deeply involved in the Center County community. Phil has helped build many Penn State buildings on campus, and Ann plays the piano at church. Phil is her biggest fan and loves to listen to her play. Ann and Phil have lived in this house for almost 25 years, sharing loving memories and raising children together. They've raised 5 kids, 7 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren in the area. Their secret to 70 years of love? They'll tell you it's patience.
We have our ups and downs.
Yeah, but you get through everything, really.
Every day you learn something new, though. Some of your tricks.
Now, if you haven't had time to pick up anything for that special someone, don't worry, George's Floral Shop will be working hard until 8 p.m. tonight. Live in State College, I'm Audra Lasky with the Center County Report.
Thanks, Audra. Everyone has hobbies or passions, but at a new spot in State College, people are encouraged to turn up the creativity to a new level. Reporter Adam Michaeleshko explains.
5,000 square feet can be put to good use if you just use your imagination. At this newly opened makerspace, the Rivet's mission is to provide engaging experiences with science and technology that spark creativity and curiosity.
A rivet is a thing that connects materials, and we are going to connect people and materials, and so it had a really great story.
Offering opportunities like pottery, woodshop, and laser printing, the Rivet promotes experiences in a discovery space where executive Michelle Kroll says they want kids to understand the joy of science and try new things.
We don't care if every single one of them becomes a scientist or an engineer, but we want them to know that that's an option to them if they are interested in it.
The Rivet developed after some said they noticed there wasn't much available for kids who outgrew the discovery phase of 6 months to 14 years old. The Rivet can help provide teens and adults have fun while learning science and being creative.
So now that we've got activities and programs for young children on this side, teens and adults on that side, we become a truly lifelong learning facility right in Center County.
Now, as you make your trip over from the discovery space as a youngin to go into the Rivet, there's a lot of cool machinery you can see over there. And they even added some 3D printing where you can even scan your face and get a cute little bobblehead like this man. Now, Camille says, though, this would not be possible without the help of the community.
So many organizations have really stepped up and made this a truly community-built space.
So if you're feeling adventurous, don't be afraid to try it out. In State College, I'm Adam Michaeleshko for Center County Report.
If you're interested in visiting or volunteering, find more info at therivet.org.
Is winter back for the weekend? Find out if this cold will stick around. We have the forecast coming up.
Plus, Penn State film experts react to Parasite's big win at the Oscars. Also coming up, we take a look at how a Penn State organization is collaborating with Penn State basketball star and now author Lamar Stevens. Stay with us.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're going to take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Korean director Bong Joon-ho's film Parasite has been taking the Hollywood awards season by storm, including 4 Oscars last weekend. Reporter Ryan Lamb has more on the movie's cultural influence.
It's not every year that you see the Oscars elicit a reaction like this. The Korean film Parasite, directed by Bong Joon-ho, is the first foreign language film to take home a Best Picture Oscar. Kevin Hagopian, a professor of media studies at Penn State, praised it for its cohesiveness.
Since film is by its nature a collaborative medium, it's really hard to get that feeling in any movie.
Many Korean films focus on the issue of class.
The consciousness of social class works its way into the way in which characters in the Korean cinema live and work and interact with one another.
Here at the Penn State Department of Education Policy Studies, Dr. Soo Yeon-boon has a first-hand look of the movie back in South Korea.
I never imagined that the Korean movie won any kind of the Oscar award.
Yoon was surprised that the Korean film broke through the American glass ceiling.
So I think that really, really amazing, and I'm really proud of being a Korean.
When he was a student, he lived in one of those semi-basement homes like the poor family from the film. It struck a chord.
And I think the movie quite accurately, depict a current situation in Korea in terms of the social class gap. In many ways, I think the Parasite, it's the right time.
Hagopian hopes the film's success and unique point of view will motivate people in the U.S. to explore international cinema.
It's exactly as you say, what U.S. audiences in particular are missing.
In University Park, I'm Ryan Lamb for Center County Report.
Hagopian also believes now the precedent is set with Roma and Parasite in the past 2 Academy Awards. It's hard for the Academy to omit international movies' presence in the Best Picture category.
Penn State's Thon Weekend is 1 week from today, and students are preparing for the annual event. Activities began this week with a candlelight vigil honoring families who've lost loved ones to cancer. Dancers and volunteers then met for a color-themed spirit event to get excited for the 46-hour dance marathon. Thon begins next Friday at 6 p.m. in the Bryce Jordan Center.
At the BJC tomorrow, Lamar Stevens and the Penn State basketball team are back in action. Stevens has been a key leader this season, but he's also made time to give his attention and efforts to a special on-campus organization. Brittany Krugel shows you.
I did this one.
I did this one.
So that's you, Lamar Stevens.
Yep.
That's Emily, Gabe, and Haley. The 3 of them helped illustrate Lamar's Climb, a journey to Happy Valley, with Penn State basketball star Lamar Stevens. He's had a season to remember. Stevens became just the 3rd Nittany Lion to score 2,000 points. He's named to the Wooden Award Top 20 list, and scored a new career-high 33 points against Minnesota. Now he adds another accomplishment to his list: author. He partnered with students from LifeLink PSU to create a children's book about his journey from his hometown of Philadelphia to State College.
It's just an honor, to be one
for somebody want my name to be on something like this, or for me to be behind it. And, I just took great pride in it.
It's clearly not your typical whiteout today. The crowd is electric, cheering on the Penn State Nittany Lions versus the Minnesota Golden Gophers. But they're also cheering for the Lifelink students who are at the center of celebration today at Everyone is Awesome Day. The students not only had a chance to take part in the day's special events, but they also got to color the pages of the book in Coach Patrick Chambers' office. Ellen Cannizzaro, Lifelink's program coordinator, supervised the book creation and the partnership between Lifelink and Penn State Athletics.
Anyone that we can partner with is just the best for our students. It's a great experience for them all the way around, to go to the basketball game, to meet players, and that goes for all the sports teams.
In University Park, I'm Brittany Krugel for the Center County Report.
All 2,000 copies of Lamar's Climb were given out at the game last weekend. Right now, there are no plans to print more copies.
Well, after a gloomy start to your Friday, finally starting to see some sunshine over State College. Our live camera from Jeffrey Field showing some breaks in the cloud cover, and we'll tend to see more sunshine develop over the course of the afternoon, but it is a chilly day here. One of the coldest days we've seen so far this winter. It's currently 23 degrees in State College, and with that northwesterly wind around 10 miles per hour, it feels like it's only 12 degrees here, so make sure you bundle up before heading out this afternoon. We had a few clouds this morning and even a few patches of light snow, but most of that activity is shifting to our south. The storm system that brought us some light rain yesterday is now pushing off the eastern seaboard, so that won't really bother us whatsoever. In fact, as we look off to the west, not much going on in terms of weather, except for, of course, the cold weather we're seeing today. And the reason for those chilly temperatures is this area of high pressure over the Midwest, and that's bringing in a northwesterly flow, and that's keeping the cold air locked in place at least through the day today, but we'll eventually see some more milder and seasonable air move in as we head into this weekend. So let's time it out for you hour by hour. This evening, heading out for your Valentine's Day, maybe a date night tonight, looking like a clear sky, just pretty chilly, so make sure you bundle up before heading out tonight. Tomorrow morning, under a clear sky and with light winds, we'll see those temperatures really fall off, but lots of sunshine throughout your Saturday. It's not until Sunday that we see the return of some cloud cover, but it should stay dry for your weekend. So here's a look at your forecast. Today, a chilly day, high temperatures in the middle 20s, but those wind chills in the teens with increasing sunshine. Tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies. Low, very cold. One of the coldest nights we've seen so far this winter, down around 10 degrees. And then for your day on Saturday, sunny and more seasonable. These values closer to what we see for mid-February standards, high temperatures into the 30s. So for your 7-day forecast, after a sunny Saturday, more clouds move in for your Sunday, and look at this moderating trend in temperature starting to get up into the 40s. Our next system not coming in until the beginning of next week, and right now, guys, it's looking like we'll see more mild air with this storm, so more in the way of rain, not much in the way of snow, so we're still waiting for that one big snowstorm.
Sure. We certainly aren't any strangers to cold weather.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Ryan Lamb with sports. Ryan, what do you have for us today?
Well, Hunter, after the break, check out what Cal Sanderson has to say before Penn State Wrestling's big EJC match against Ohio State this weekend. Also coming up, a local high school
for 27
is hanging up his clipboard after 22 years on the court. A look at a great career when we come back.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How do you not love him?
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
On 9 Lambert Sports, we start with basketball. 13th ranked Penn State takes on Northwestern tomorrow as the Nittany Lions try to extend their winning streak to 8 games. Penn State is coming off a big win, its 4th consecutive Big Ten road win against Purdue this week. The Lions won 88-76 in West Lafayette. Seniors Mike Watkins and Lamar Stevens combined for 35 points, and Watkins also grabbed 10 rebounds. You can listen to tomorrow's game live on Penn State Com Radio. To high school basketball now. Bald Eagle Area High School is making its first coaching change in 22 years. Its head coach Bill Butterworth decided to step down after this season. Here's more from Wingate.
Thank you guys again for everything, and thanks for working hard and sticking around and doing a couple drills with me one last time.
This gym has been Bill Butterworth's stomping ground for the past 2+ decades. And on Tuesday, it marked the end of an era as practice wrapped up.
And I mean, 22 years, time for somebody with energy and a little bit of youth in.
Butterworth called the day he broke the news to his players the hardest day in his life.
You know, walked to the kids and just said, hey, I got something to say. And I broke down. I had to walk away, and I come back and said, you know, it's been the best 22 years of my life, the best hobby I can ever have.
For Coach Butterworth, his wins, his success, and his 22 years in Bald Eagle would not be successful without the help of his family members.
I wouldn't have got some of these titles probably without my brother. He was there with me through most of them, and you know, so yeah, I tried to keep my family involved with everything.
Seniors Jaden Jones and Luke Wilson spent the last 2 years with Butterworth. They credit him for preaching the importance of toughness and resilience.
I'd probably say one of the biggest things he taught me was no matter what the score is in a game, no matter what you're going up against in life, just keep fighting, you know, just give it everything you got until the end.
Now, as coach steps down, he'll remember his district title fondly, but it's just one of the many memories from his long career.
I wouldn't trade any moment with these kids. I mean, if you're in here with them, every day is a new adventure. Every day you laugh, every day you get mad, but the kids just they lift me. I mean, they keep me young, they lift me up.
Bald Eagles' regular season ended on Wednesday with a loss at Tyrone. They finished with a 5-17 record. Penn State men's hockey is on the road again this weekend. The Nittany Lions are in Madison to take on Wisconsin for a 2-game series. The Lions are coming off a tie and a win last weekend at Ohio State. They tied 2-2 on Friday night and then beat the Buckeyes 6-3 on Saturday. This weekend is a critical series for Penn State, which regained control of first place in the Big Ten. Puck drop in Game 1 is 8 tonight. Penn State Wrestling faces Ohio State tomorrow in the annual Bryce Jordan Center duel. The number 2 Nittany Lions and 6th ranked Buckeyes could see as many as 6 matchups between ranked wrestlers, with a marquee matchup between Big Ten Wrestler of the Week, Nick Lee, and Ohio State's number 1, Luke Fletcher, at the 141 pounds. Penn State leads the overall series with the Buckeyes 21-12 and has won the last 4 meetings.
The Jordan Center is great too. You know, they do a really nice job with the setup, and we enjoy it. And the matches have been exciting as we've been over there. And this weekend has, you know, potential to be another great one.
I'm just excited. My family's coming out for it, so it's gonna be fun always to see them, and then just put on another show and just keep being entertaining and help the team beat Ohio State. And just do what I can do to score the team points we need.
More than 15,000 will be at the BJC tomorrow. Doors open at 6 p.m. and matches begin at 7:30. Penn State football has its new defensive line coach. John Scott Jr. has replaced Sean Spencer after Spencer left for a job with the New York Giants. Scott coached both for the NFL and college teams for 18 years. His last stop was at South Carolina. And the new XFL Football League is heading into its second weekend, and a former Nittany Lions star is making headlines. Former Penn State quarterback Mac McGloin led the New York Guardians to their first win over Tampa Bay last week. McGloin threw for 182 yards, 1 touchdown, and ran for the Guardians' first ever touchdown on this 1-yard QB sneak. McGloin and the Guardians beat the Vipers, and they'll return to the field to play the DC Defenders tomorrow. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Ryan. Coming up next, a country music star packed the Bryce Jordan Center last night. We'll take a look after the break. Stay with us.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear? Clothes. That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Country music singer Luke Combs made the first stop on his What You See Is What You Get tour in State College last night. The Bryce Jordan Center hosted this sold-out event with special guests Ashley McBride and Drew Parker. The CMA award-winning artist performed hit songs from his latest album like Even Though I'm Leaving and Beer Never Broke My Heart. His tour wraps up in London in March. And lots of happy music fans at the BJC last night. It looks like a wonderful time.
That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on Twitter. That's at Center County REP or on our Facebook page. We also have a Center County Report Instagram. Join us for our next newscast next Friday. Have a good Valentine's Day.